পেয়েছো আমায় কোলে পেয়ে, মাগো আমায় কোলে পেয়ে। তুমি আমার মা, আমি তোমার মেয়ে, বলো না মা কি পেয়েছো আমায় কোলে পেয়ে, মাগো আমায় কোলে পেয়ে। যেদিন আমার কোলে এলে। She told that when the liberation war started, my two uncles, that means my auntie's husbands, both of them were working in army, and they kept two rifles to my grandma to hide it. She hid it under the blanket on a bed, so that if Pakistani army comes to house to search something, they might not think that it may be here. Every night they used to hide themselves in a hole, that means bunker. My grandfather, he asked my grandma to go with him to the bunker, but after few days she didn't want to do that. She thought that if anyone comes, I will try to kill them first, then I will do, but I don't want to hide in the bunker.
Every child bring their own language when they are inside the mother's womb. They hear the language, isn't it? Which is their mother tongue. Everywhere is language, and that is their mother tongue. My elder brother, he arrested. My mom never used the pillow, never used a blanket, because she always cry and think that my son is not getting the pillow, my son is not getting the blanket, so how I will use that. I always claim that from the liberation war time, if men do the 49%, women did the 51%. Because they give the shelter, they give their children, husband, brother, everything, everything. So they are the most involved person. When I came here, that it is the mainly Jewish area. Now we feel that it is our home. Like my right hand side, Sylvia was there, the English lady, left hand side. Now that one is the Punjabi people and other is the Gujarati people, I'm in the middle. Very, multicultural.
That time, before partition, Madaripur was a very important port town. So my grandmother's family had some properties there, maybe a house or two or something like that. And they had their businesses there. But during partition, they decided to come to East Pakistan on the other side, now Bangladesh. And she exchanged her house in Calcutta with a house in Jeshore. So she settled down in Jeshore. And basically, I grew up in Jeshore from the age of 10. Later on, always my grandmother always repent that she didn't go to school and she didn't have a chance to do things. If she did have the chance, she could have looked after the family business and the family, and she didn't have to go through the hardship she went through later in her life. In their life, they are very eco-friendly. I know that every 2 weeks, she used to feed the crows. She used to make big saucepan of boiled rice and offer it to the birds. And all the street dogs and cats had their portion to come to our house, and they have had their own bowls, and they were offered some food there. And I once asked my grandmother, why you did that for? Are you mad? And she used to say that they have their fair share. What we do, what we eat, these animals, these birds, they have their share. And we have the duty to do that. During this 71 war, on the first day, that is early morning, 25th of March, we were running out of the house and trying to hide somewhere. And I was separated from my family for about 2.5 months. So we were hiding at daytime and walking by foot on nighttime to leave Dhaka because we were hearing that army was killing people. On the third day, the army bombed Nashindi, and then we left Nashindi city and went to the villages. It took me 2.5 months to come back to my family again. So whenever I see any war picture or any news on war, I know exactly what they're going through. The children, the women, in any war, children or women are the worst affected. At that time when I moved in here, it was predominantly a Jewish community here. My Jewish neighbor welcomed me. I remember that was overwhelming. They welcomed me with a beautiful card and some bouquet of flowers, and I was amazed. I was very lucky. I was very lucky. My neighbors were extremely helpful and supportive and very, very nice, very nice.
Her mother bought poison for them and the sisters. They were all teenagers, like 17, 18. They were told if you are caught or if you feel that you are being approached, you will drink the poison.
জঙ্গল মতো ছিল, তারপরে ওইখানে জায়গা করা হয়েছিল, ওইখানে আমরা যদি কেস যদি হয় ওখানে লুকায়, যদি কোনো রকম ইস্যু না এখানে তুমি লুকাবা, এখানে তুমি লুকাবা.
So they were trained, there was an area within the deep jungle, they cleared a space there and they were trained that if you see anything happen, each of them were designated a place that you will come and hide in this area, you will come,
Like
and
that.
they were trained for that.
Still আমি কিন্তু এখনো ওগুলো মনে হলে ঘুমাইতে পারি না, আমি জানি না.
She still can't sleep properly when she remembers all that went through.
But we never saw any army officer or nobody come.
ভাবছো কেন মা বলছি তোমার মেয়ে পরকে আপন করবো আমি তোমার আশিস পেয়ে মাগো তুমিও তোমায় এসেছিলে তোমার মাকে ছেড়ে শুভ দিনে স্বামীর হাতের সোহাগ সিঁদুর পরে তোমায় নিজের ঘরে পাঠিয়েছিলেন তোমারও সেই মা বলেছিলেন এমন মেয়ের হয় না তুলনা এমনি করে নিজের ঘরে দিও মা পাঠিয়ে আমায় এমনি করে নিজের ঘরে দিও মা পাঠিয়ে ওরে আমার মেয়ে মিষ্টি সোনা মেয়ে ওরে আমার মেয়ে মিষ্টি সোনা মেয়ে নতুন যুগের মেয়ে তুই বলবো তবু আমি ভালোবাসার চেয়ে আজ নেই যে কিছুই দামি যুগটা না হয় পাল্টে গেছে বদলে গেছে কাল আবার ফাগুন এসেছে আসবে না তোমরা তো ফিরে আসবে না তোমরা তো ফিরে আসবে না My mother was a wonderful mother people ever could get. She had a very beautiful voice because my dad was continuous busy with his job and outside life. My mother didn't get chance to come out from that area, you know. She had to look after the whole family, but she was a brilliant mother who always used to be just beside us, gave us a lot of supports. You know, I miss her a lot. She was a wonderful mom. It was not easy. It was quite a lot of struggle, conflicts, hard time we went through actually during the war time, during the liberation time in 1971. But my mom she was a lady with positiveness, you know. She never made us feel like we are suffering, we're struggling. She never wanted to see that kind of face. She always wanted to have a happy life. And whole life she went through with struggle, but she was always positive. She made us like that, you know. All my family members, all my sister, my brother was very positive about the life. That was my first time I came, and the time I arrived in London, I started living, yes. The time I came, it was very different. It was very quiet. People are very friendly up here. I sort of feel very comfortable living in this area. Now it's more cosmopolitan, more, I can meet with lots of people in here. It's lovely. I feel very comfortable. And I don't think I'll be able to, I will ever change this area. I will stay as long as I can in this area. যেদিন আমার কোলে এলে প্রথম হলাম মা আতুর ঘরে শাঁখটা সেদিন কেউ বাজালো না বলল সবাই মেয়ে হলো হলো না তো ছেলে ঠান্ডি একাই উলু দিল সবাইকে ফেলে শুধু ঠান্ডি একাই উলু দিল সবাইকে ফেলে তুমি আমার মা আমি তোমার মেয়ে দুঃখ শুধুই পেলে কি মা তুমি আমায় পেয়ে যখন ভাগ্য বাবার বদলে গেল আমার আশার পরে বলল সবাই লক্ষ্মী আমি এসেছি সংসারে পৃথিবীতে সবাই যা চায় তুমিও তাই পেলে মেয়ে হয়েও সবই দিলাম নাই বা হলাম ছেলে আনন্দ কি পাওনি তুমি আমায় বুকে পেয়ে মাগো আনন্দ কি পাওনি তুমি আমায় বুকে পেয়ে ওরে আমার মেয়ে
I remember my mum making everything. The green dresses that my sister and I are wearing in the picture, she made those dresses. And I remember always being well dressed and feeling well dressed and people commenting about, oh, how well dressed you are. And, you know, and then they used to discuss the fact that my mum used to make these dresses for us. And I feel we didn't have lots of money growing up, but my mum managed to always make something out of nothing. It felt like she would just magically put things together. I feel that she was quite ahead of her time. She used to just make everything and do everything. She was quite resourceful. She was very house proud and, you know, she used to enjoy learning new things And it was all for our benefit. It didn't feel like it was ever for her. It was always for us. It was always for her children. I guess my fondest memory of my mum is that she just always created things and kept us entertained and used to make games out of cards. She used to create things for us. If we didn't have them, if we didn't have the money to go and buy them, she would make them. Or we used to do lots of things at home, making jewelry or, those kinds of things.
So my grandmother was a very simple lady. She just used to wear simple sari and, my fondest memory of her is sitting at a pond. We had a pond at the back of their house, and she used to sit there with a little fishing rod and a little kettle, and she used to catch little fish and she used to put them in the kettle. I remember seeing her, and the kettle would be moving like this because it had fish in it, and she would be fishing in the pond, pulling out fish for us. So that's like my fondest memory of her. Back then, being called a Paki wasn't unusual. I was, by an adult person, I was called a Paki, a 6-7-year-old child. It's just unheard of now. You just would not hear that. My older sister, she said, well, actually, I'm not a Paki, I'm a Bangi. She was a kid as well, just a few years older than me. And that was the only way she felt she could say something in return. I'm not a Paki, actually, I'm a Bangi, So it was her sticking up for herself. Sometimes we still laugh about that to this day. We laugh about it, but we know that the background wasn't very pleasant for us.
I think I'm very much influenced by my grandmother. She used to tell us the story, and most of the stories were related to the freedom movement. We were so eager to hear from her, and we felt that our grandmother was a heroine.
পৃথিবীতে সবাই যা চায় তুমিও তাই পেলে মেয়ে হয়েও সবই দিলাম নাই বা গোলাম ছেলে আনন্দ কি পাওনি তুমি আমায় বুকে পেয়ে মাগো আনন্দ কি পাওনি তুমি আমায় বুকে পেয়ে
শুধুই করছি আমি রে পরের ঘরে যাবার জন্য তাকে বুঝিস নে মেয়ে যে তুই লালন শুধুই করছি আমি রে পরের ঘরে যাবার জন্য তাকে বুঝিস নে সময় হলেই এ ঘর ছেড়ে যাবি যে তুই চলে থাকবি না